And we are live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Gehenna Gaming. This is a very special episode. Feel the horror. We are going to be doing our second to last character creation for Good Intentions, our actual play for the black metal of tabletop games, KULT Divinity Lost. I am Archosius. I'm your game master for Good Intentions, and we have with us tonight Ravnos, who is our next victim. Hello.
Hello. Oh god, I peeked. Hello.
Hello. We're excited. So, are you excited for this one?
Nah.
Yeah, we'll see.
No, yes, I'm actually very excited.
This is going to be a good one. For those who have not been watching these, we've been doing these on Saturday during the afternoon, so that some of our more overseas fans can, watch some of these. But also, just because we want to switch it up. Tonight, we want to give you a little bit of a taste. If you haven't seen it, we've been going through step by step how to create a character for this game. This actual play session is going to involve, I believe we have 5 players. All are going to be called what's called sleepers. So in KULT Divinity Lost, there is the world covered with an illusion. Everything that you know is a lie. There are crazy creatures and demons and unusual fourth dimension, otherworldly areas that you can't see because on a day-to-day basis, you're just going through your day, living your life, trying to work your job and trying to find relationships, hopefully having delicious food and getting laid on the way. So let's start with this.
Yeah.
Many roads are paved with good intentions, and during this campaign, we will discover exactly where KULT Divinity Lost will lead us. So I asked you, along with all the other players, to pick an archetype that we're going to base our sleeper on.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. Which archetype did you pick?
Academic.
Ooh, very appropriate.
Indeed.
So
says the PhD major. Or PhD major. Wow. Philosophy
major. Are you a PhD major?
Someday. But no, I'm a I was a philosophy major, so
it's that's why it's appropriate. It's very close. Now, I want everyone to know that there's not going to be so much bleed as more inspiration of actual life. And I like this because it's very meta.
Yeah, I like this will be the first time that I've played a character based on myself to a certain degree.
Interesting.
So I'll be able to take some, I'm personality wise, I'm not playing myself, but knowledge base I am. So I will actually be able to reference. So let me ask you a question.
Okay. Oh yeah, turn it around on me. What do we got?
So this game is set in the 80s.
Yes, it is. It's set in the 1986.
Yep.
It takes place in New York City. So it's a little bit of a grittier city than we're all used to these days.
So I'm going to slam my nerd card down on the table immediately. So that's like 2 years after Foucault died. It's in the height of the Chomsky era of philosophical debate. I'm ready for this.
You're ready. You did your research. See, okay, this is great. I love that you did your research on this. And for all those who are players, dive into your character. If the setting is something based in real life, research that setting. And I love that you did that. Awesome.
Yeah.
I don't even know who you just said. Chomsky? Noam
Chomsky? Yes.
Yeah.
And
I could dig it.
I can never pronounce his first name because it's not Michael, and my brain wants it to be Michael, but Foucault.
Is it Michel?
It's Michel Foucault.
Michel Foucault. He's French, right?
Yes, he is French.
It's fantastic. I love Foucault.
So,
okay, so the academic. Just a reading from the core rulebook real quick. The academic studies the world from his desk. Everything is interconnected via logical rules of causality. Yet he suspects something must be wrong. Pieces refuse to fall into the safe, predictable patterns of common scientific models. Worse, shadowy forces silence new and alternative fields of research. Those who question the scientific establishment and its rational worldview risk disgrace and the destruction of their research, reputation, and of course, the revenue, because we need money.
Mm-hmm.
Does he dare look for the truth? Now, again, I want to remind you that you are a sleeper.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not totally going to be aware, but you are an academic.
Right.
So let's talk about your occupation.
Yeah.
What do you do?
So my idea was a PhD candidate. So not a professor, but a PhD candidate. So he does TAing, he does teach classes as like kind of an adjunct, but he is, I'm gonna use my own knowledge base here. PhD in philosophy and religious studies.
Great. So does he have a grant
Oh yeah,
with an
definitely.
organization?
Probably with the school. I'm not sure if the new school in New York was around in the 80s. I think they were. So I would probably go with the new school over like NYU. But if they weren't, I would just go with NYU. So probably a grant through the school.
Great. Okay, cool. Now, what's interesting, and this actually, I haven't done this with the other ones, but there might be a little bit of interplay with some of the characters. We do have a student.
Oh.
Now, you guys aren't going to know each other.
No.
But maybe perhaps we can have either sister schools or have her and you teaching or you working at one school while she's attending the same school. But we can kind of talk about that offline. So what does he do at the school?
I mean, mostly his own, working on his thesis. Trying to graduate, earn his degree. But probably teaching undergrad philosophy courses.
Is he super interested in teaching the courses?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
because there's like, sorry.
No, go ahead. I was gonna say because like that's the point of getting a PhD in philosophy.
Yeah,
it's to teach. So that would be his goal.
Okay. So he really does dig the teaching part of it.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, great. Yeah, because there are some PhD students that it's like a means to an end. It's the necessary evil.
Oh yeah, no, that's not him.
Gosh, shit, I got to teach. Okay, so he really is into engaging with the students and all, making them think kind of outside of their own worldview.
Exactly. Yeah. And I would say he's probably at the time. People would have been really focused on analytical philosophy. Aristotle, kind of the classical Greek philosophy, and except for some of these folks like Foucault, and then you would have had Bergson as well, a little bit older, but like his work would have been very prominent at the time. So probably like French existentialism.
So it's like it's almost like he's the cool philosophy teacher.
Yeah, as cool as philosophy teachers can be, sure.
Well, because you got the one teacher that they've been there for a long time and they're teaching the classics and the foundational. Whereas this gentleman's kind of teaching the new school stuff, maybe a little bit sexier, a little bit grittier, a little bit more on the edge.
He's more like the teacher who throws chalk at students when he's trying to make his point, or in like smokes weed with like his TAs and shit.
Yeah. So like some students might think he's a douchebag or a dick, but really he's just a regular human being that's just trying to get people to kind of really dig into the philosophy as much as he is.
Yeah. Like he's not that type of philosophy guy who thinks he's smarter than everyone else.
That's cool. Awesome. That's really cool. I wish I had a professor like that in college.
I did.
Did you?
Might be modeling this slightly after him.
That's really sweet. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we get into like personality and stuff, I like this character so far. So as a sleeper, you do get, let's see here. We got your occupation. If you're working, for those who are following at home, in the core rulebook or the player's handbook, which if you are going to be running a game, I suggest letting your players only get the player handbook. There is little archetypes and kind of a step-by-step process on how to create a character. Now it says that you can choose a dark secret. However, I am taking that away from you. That belongs to me. I know.
Gasp.
Dun, dun, dun. So, but that's
stealing
something...
my agency. No, I'm kidding.
I am taking your agency away.
No, you're really not. We for those who don't know, I did fill out a consent form. We did have that conversation. Watch our episode 0, real episode 0. This is like 0.8 or whatever. Agency not taken. Fully on board.
Yeah. We are. We did talk about that, and I almost forgot about the consent form. I'm glad you brought it up. So your game for no dark secret for now. We'll find that out in our actual play, and our audience will find out exactly what that dark secret or those dark secrets are all about. However, the next step here is we're going to be talking about disadvantages. You get to pick 2 of them. Now, there's a whole list. Things like bad reputation, harassed, greedy, rationalist, phobia. These are disadvantages, but I want you to keep in mind that, because you are a sleeper, try to stay away from something that might be a little more supernatural. We're going to go normie with this for now. Did you get a chance to take a look at it, and have you thought about it? If not, we can kind of go through and go step by step, look at each one.
Yeah, let's look at each one.
Cool.
So I know you actually do know this, but for the audience's sake, I didn't read the player's handbook. I didn't even look at it. I looked at it for like 5 minutes, basically to figure out what archetype I wanted to focus on, and then I went cool and moved on because I want to enter that Cult is a system that you can play blind.
Yeah,
you really just walk into it and be like, cool, I'm this guy, and play the game. It's very, very, very easy to get into, and I want to approach it that way as an experienced GM because that'll reduce my ability to even unconsciously manipulate the game.
Yeah, that's cool because I'm excited for everybody to discover the game together for the first time. And the fact that you're like, I'm not going to research at all. That's kind of what I was hoping everyone would try to at least fight the urge to look at some of the more occult areas of the book. Yeah. So it's pretty cool that you did that, man.
Anyway,
so that being said, you probably didn't get a look at some of the more detailed stuff. So let's talk about disadvantages. For those who are watching, this is your kind of crash course in cult character creation, and we'll talk a little bit more about what disadvantages mean. Mm-hmm. They could be the character's personal failings, negative personality traits, adverse conditions, external threats in the form of like individuals, organizations. Now it says that it could be creatures with supernatural powers, but we're going to avoid that for now. Maybe the character suffers from some kind of mental illness or schizophrenia, harbor some kind of rampant urge to take revenge out on somebody. The idea here is that the characters in cults are not necessarily great people. They're not necessarily bad people. They're just slightly broken.
They're normal people.
Yeah, like you and I.
Slightly broken.
Slightly broken. Just browned on the edges. With all our faults. So it's the faults are really the reason why I love you.
This just got very personal.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about disadvantages. So the first one, we got bad reputation, hated by the public for something you're accused of.
No.
Ooh, okay.
No.
All right. Mm-mm. All right. That could have gotten dark quick.
Yeah.
You're an academic and a professor, so maybe this is not the best one, but broken. Your stability can never really increase. Mm-mm. Love it. Thank you. Competitor. You have a competitor in the criminal underworld.
No.
All right.
Criminal,
Condemned.
Does it have to be criminal? Because that could work in an academic setting.
It definitely could. We can actually tweak it too.
That's up to you. Because that could work really well. Philosophy people are incredibly catty.
Yeah, you're right about that. Maybe it's like another
PhD candidate who's more on the like analytical Aristotelian side of philosophy, who's like only one of us is going to get the like get our tenure this year. Only one of us is going to pass our dissertation, and it's going to be me, you asshole, sort of deal.
Yeah, that's awesome. And they're like, they cheat. Maybe the criminal underworld in this case could be like they kind of lie, cheat, and steal to get in their way, maybe they copy dissertation before maybe that they're just somebody who's just dishonest.
I like it.
Okay, let's put a pin in that for now. We'll go through the other ones.
Okay.
Condemned, your fate is sealed and your time is ticking down. Cursed, we're gonna move past that one. Mm-hmm. Depressed, you're struggling with depression. Drug addict.
Probably a little too real, but sure, let's go with that.
Oh, I like that. So he's depressed.
Yeah, so I'm gonna write that down as an option.
Okay.
So we had competitor.
Yep, competitor.
Depressed.
Those are.
How many of these do I pick?
You're only picking 2. We could stop now.
Now maybe something else will pique my interest. What are the actual disadvantages I get from depressed?
Okay, so let's go through that because I have to actually pull it up because I don't remember. Depression. You're constantly struggling with depression, which is only worsened by dejection and discouragement. So whenever you're setting, this is cool. So whenever you're facing any kind of personal setbacks, you roll a +0. Basically, you just roll a d20. 15 plus, you remain in control. Everything is fine. If you roll a 10 to 14, you experience temporary anxiety, decreased self-confidence, or lack of will, and you take -1 in your next roll. That's cool.
I like this.
And then if you get a under 9, you succumb to the sense of hopelessness or blame, and you punish yourself, reducing in a stability -2. Your lethargic and self-destructive urges do not go away until you numb your depression with medicine, drugs, or alcohol.
Okay, I'm taking depressed.
I like this one.
So let's keep going because I might
Yeah.
I might drop competitor, but I'm definitely taking depressed.
That one's cool. Okay.
That's awesome. That's like
I can
perfect.
imagine. Yeah, it's great. I can imagine like carrying around a flask or
Or
it's
pot.
like a pot. Yeah.
Yeah, whiskey or
Okay.
it's like cheap whiskey or pot or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And he would drink like, what is it, White Horse?
Oh my God. Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. Was it Dylan Thomas that killed himself with White Horse?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so let's go through this again. Or the new ones. Drug addict. Depression is kind of wrapped in there.
Yeah. No, that's good. We're good.
Okay, experiment gone wrong. You carried out an experiment that went terribly wrong.
No.
Okay, fanatic. You are a fervent adherent to an ideology. You're greedy.
Actually, hold on. Go back to an ideology.
Do you want to go deeper and kind of explore that?
Yeah, because my brain immediately went to religion, but if they opened it up to an ideology, that could be philosophical.
It can be. It can be philosophical. It can be anything.
What are the options there?
So whenever anybody, you're a fervent adherent to this ideology. You interpret the whole entire world according to this ideology. But whenever someone questions your ideology, 15 plus roll, you can keep your emotions in check. 10 to 14, you become pissed off, confused, maybe frustrated, and you take -1 on your next roll. And then -9, 9 or below, you're forced to choose between taking steps to changing the person or situation to adhere to your ideology or reduce stability -2.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good, but I don't hear a whole lot of excitement like I did with the other one.
I'm gonna put a pin in that one.
Okay.
Move on. Let's keep going.
Okay, so we have greedy, guilt, harassed. You're part of a harassed minority group. This is minority group. I don't know how I feel about that. Haunted. Nope, we're gonna move past that. Infirm. You suffer from a dangerous physical disease or condition.
Yeah.
Involuntary medium. Nope, we have to move past that. You're basically open to vessel spirits or demonic entities. That would be cool, but sorry. Jealousy. You want someone else's life for yourself.
Yeah.
You're a compulsive liar.
Nah.
Lost identity. Marked by darkness. Nope. Mental compulsion. Nemesis. You have an enemy who does everything in their power to take revenge on you. It's very similar to competitor.
Competitor is better though.
Nightmares. Yeah, I think so too. It's very especially in the world that you're in. Okay. Nightmares. I'm going to move past that one just because we already have somebody else who has nightmares and it'd just be slightly repetitive.
That's fine.
Oath of revenge.
No.
Object of desire. You ignite an unhealthy desire in others. Oh, like you are the object of desire.
Yeah, no.
Hot for teacher.
No.
I got my pencil. All right. Obsession.
No.
You're obsessed by. Okay. Owned. I don't know. I could be owned in this case. Phobia. Rationalist. Your mind refuses to acknowledge anything except for things confirmed by modern science.
I thought about. So that was one of the ones that I actually did look at.
I think you picked that one for the very first character creation that we did.
I did. Read me the full thing for that.
Okay.
Maybe.
Your mind refuses to acknowledge anything except for the things that are verified by modern science. Let's see.
You know what? No. Personally, I'm gonna have trouble portraying that.
Yeah, it's a hard one.
Yeah, because that's not me.
Yeah, that's all right. Repress memories. No, we're moving past that one. Rival. You have an ambitious rival who would do anything to be in your shoes.
Okay. So that's that.
Yeah, that's the one. Then we have, of course, schizophrenia, sexual neurosis, stalker, victim of passion, and wanted. But I think we might have our two.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with rival. Depressed and rival.
Rival and depressed?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll talk about rival for a sec in deep detail. So, in the first game session, and whenever you make a mistake or let down your guard, 15, if you roll 15 or higher, everything's all clear. Your rival makes no moves against you. 10 to 14, you've given your rival an opportunity, and I get to have one hold where your rival does something interesting at a particular interesting point of the game.
That is and 9 or below. So hard.
I know. I like this.
I like this fuck one. Up all the time because I don't know the game.
You're gonna like turn a corner, and this dude or lady is just gonna be standing there like, God damn it again.
Fuck.
And then if you roll under 9, you've handed your rival whatever they need to completely undermine you, and then the GM takes 3 hold.
Jesus. Okay. Wow. This is rough, but I like it. This will be fun.
So the way the holds work in this is that I could spend a hold to move on behalf of your rival. For example, the rival may get an important person on their side or sabotage one of your projects to extort you with evidence damaging your reputation or take desperate measures to get rid of you permanently. That's a fun one.
I like it.
I do too. Okay, moving on. We've got now normally with characters, archetypes, you get advantages, but unfortunately, my friend,
as sleepers, we do not.
However, you do get attributes. So there are passive and active attributes. The passive attributes, excuse me, is really when your character is affected by something. We're talking about fortitude, physical resistance, and pain threshold, reflexes, responsiveness, quickness, physical instinct, and willpower, composure, and mental resistance to trauma.
Yep.
You get a +2, a +1, and a +0 to place on any one of those.
I can't take negatives to these ones?
No, +0 would be your negative here.
I'm going to take the 0 to fortitude.
Okay, cool.
I mean, so he's an academic. He's not...
Little weakling.
Yeah. And a +1 and a +2.
Yep.
I feel like it makes a lot of sense for it to literally be in order. So 0 to fortitude, 1 to reflexes, and 2 to willpower.
I agree. So he probably talks his way out of fights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It literally I'm going to talk circles around you and confuse you until you don't understand why you were angry in the first place. Then I'm just going to turn around and walk away type.
He's a real how do you like them apples kind of guy.
Ugh. Anyway, continue.
I do too. It's a really bad movie. It's a bad reference. I'm ashamed of myself.
Good reference, honestly. Bad movie. You're allowed to reference. I mean, I say, "Oh, hi, Mark," to you all the time. Terrible movie. Great reference.
I'm just gonna constantly ask you if you like apples. Do you like apples?
How about them apples? All right. Anyway.
So, all right. So with the active attributes, a little more complex. We get a +3, a +2, a +1, a +1, a +0, a -1, and a -2.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do that again because I'm bad with numbers. But let's go through what all the options are.
So this is what we'll do. We'll start from the low. I'll give you the number, and then we'll try to pick them for each one of them.
Perfect.
Okay. So we have charisma, coolness, which is how you can
act under pressure.
Yep. Intuition, perception, reason, soul, which is how responsive are you to supernatural stuff, and violence.
Yeah, that's gonna be low.
So yeah, let's start with your lowest, -2.
So hold on, let's go through this. So just to clarify and make sure I wrote them down right, because I'm typing notes. Charisma, coolness, intuition, perception, reason, soul, and violence. That's 6. No, that's 7. You're silent, sir. Sir, I have lost all audio. Rip Mark. Can I get an F in the chat, folks, for Mark? He's muted.
Can you hear me now?
I can. Ha ha ha. All right. Let's continue. Sorry about that, folks. Anyway, so charisma, coolness, intuition, perception, reason, soul, and violence. You keep muting yourself. It won't let me unmute you. And now you're not
Can
muted.
you hear me?
Now I can.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, everybody. That was weird.
Sorry about that.
I did. That was my fault. I touched something.
Don't touch anything.
Okay. God, my God. Right?
Anyway.
Not allowed.
Especially your face.
Not my face. Everyone wash your hands right now. Stop what you're doing.
We're gonna take a break for you to wash your hands. But no, I'll seriously wash your hands. Anyway.
Okay, charisma,
yes,
coolness, intuition, perception, reason, soul, violence.
All right, I'm good. I got them all written down. So
7.
I get a -2, a -1, a 0, a 1, a 1, a 2, and a 3.
Yep. Let's start with -2. Where's that going?
Violence.
Yeah, he's not a fighter. He doesn't fight. He will. It's like he will never really rely on his.
Absolutely,
he's more of a flighter than a fighter.
Yeah, he's more of a talker than a fighter. But yeah.
Yeah, he fights with his words and his logic. Interesting. Okay, so -1.
What's soul?
Soul is how responsive you are to the supernatural.
This is hard.
It's not easy because you have to try to pick the right one. So
like violence was easy.
So if we're talking about coolness, is he someone who kind of holds his shit together, or even though he's not violent, does he have a tendency to kind of lose his shit and kind of flip out a little bit? Is he? I mean, he's a professor, so he's a little performative. He's in class. Maybe I think you said that he's the type of professor that would throw his chalk at one of the students to get them to think outside the box, or if he just gets frustrated with them.
Yeah, but I feel like I was already thinking about the 0 for coolness.
Yeah.
The -1 is hard.
I know, because you could go like, is he a likable person?
Reason? Well, talk me through reason.
Okay, let's talk about reason. So, you're a philosophy.
Yeah, but
PhD
existentialism.
student. Okay, I'm gonna have to go into the mechanics here. Hold on. To crack open that hood. All right, so reason. It measures the character analytical ability. A player character with high reason is good at information gathering and investigation. So investigation roles are really done with reason.
Oh, God damn it. This is hard.
And this is the 80s, so he's probably good at that because he knows the Dewey Decimal System. He spent his time in libraries. He's not exactly Googling here. We also have intuition, right? Character's empathy and gut feeling. Intuitive PC is good at reading the intentions and hidden motives held by other intelligent people.
Let's do that. I was actually going to do that as my +1, but
maybe he's not so good at. Maybe he's just like a hard judge of character.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, all right.
Right?
Yeah, let's. You know what? I can do this.
You got this. I believe you.
I got this. I think the rest of them are going to be easy. That was the hard one. Trying to figure out the -1 was hard.
Yeah, I feel like -1 and +1 are the hardest ones.
Yeah. All right, so we already talked.
0, you think
I'm going to put the 0 in coolness. Like he's like middle ground on that.
You kind of have to be if he enjoys teaching. You kind of have to be able to. You're teaching undergrads, right?
Yeah.
That's not easy.
No. So I'm gonna flip. I'm gonna flip to the other side.
To the top,
Yeah,
tippy top.
I'm gonna put my +3 in reason.
All right, so your analytical ability is top notch.
Yeah.
Information gathering. It's all that library stuff I mentioned, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. You kind of have to. Yeah. As a philosophy and religious studies professor or student in the 80s, yeah, you kind of have to know how to find a book.
Yeah, and to find information in that book because you don't have a whole lot of time to do that for tests and all that, right? Okay, so what's your negative? What's your +2? Let's start working down.
So soul is my understanding of the supernatural.
Soul is, as it's defined in the book, is how sensitive you are to supernatural forces.
Okay.
A player character with high soul has an easier time perceiving reality and is more attuned to their intrinsic powers.
Okay. Perception is self-explanatory.
Yeah, it's alertness.
And then charisma is
Your likability, your charm, your leadership. I feel like this person would have a little bit higher of that because they are a professor and they enjoy it. However, I've had professors that did not have very good.
yeah. That's gonna be
charisma.
that's gonna be a +1.
All right.
And I think I'm actually gonna put my +2 in soul.
Ooh, I like that. Well, I think that makes sense. Why do you think that makes sense?
Because I want to focus him more on like the if you think about schools of philosophy, there's really two major branches: analytical and like uh, for ease of explaining it, existential. It goes deeper. It's like Aristotelian versus Platonic, really. But
I think I know some of those words.
I personally am much more on the Platonic side. I prefer existentialism. I prefer continental philosophy. I prefer Heidegger, Sartre, Nietzsche.
What's Kant?
He toes that line. He's right between the two. So like so analytical would be like Aristotle, Descartes, Hume, those guys who all suck and are boring.
Yeah.
I'm more about the philosophers that think outside the box and are like we don't know if reality exists, but we kind of have to assume it does, so we're just going to go with that.
And what is evil anyways?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that pushes me more towards that like soul and perception side of things rather than the like I'm not necessarily all that good at like keeping my shit together and like definitely not good at violence. And understanding when I'm getting under people's skin, probably not so much. But I'm very analytical. I'm very good at talking. And I'm more in tune with like my emotions and like the world around me.
Yeah. Maybe it's also easy for you to help explain or talk through situations that aren't easy for others to know what they're seeing.
Yeah.
I mean, this game is going to include supernatural happenings.
No.
So, yeah, I hate to kind of spring it on you, my friend, but there might be some monsters and there might be some weird stuff happening, and maybe that ability to analyze that it will help to be the emotional anchor, the logical anchor in the group.
I like it.
I do too. You know what I forgot to talk about?
Mm.
Your enemy, your nemesis.
My rival. Well, we kind of already did.
Well, yeah, but who are they?
Another PhD candidate at the school I go to. Maybe they're on the same grant, or maybe I got it over them. Definitely, basically, we're vying for that like dissertation spot this year. Like, we know that only one of us is probably gonna get, one of us is gonna get pushed back to working on it for another year, and the other one's gonna get the thumbs up. And
is this a male or a female?
I don't care. Whatever. Either one.
Whatever's
more interesting.
I think it's more interesting if this was a female, and I'm putting myself in this person's shoes. Like, here is here is this guy who's a professor, who's in the same program as me. I think that I'm better than him. I'm also a woman, and I have to kind of work a little bit harder than this idiot who just got this world handed to him. And making this person a three-dimensional character, I am a damn good philosopher, and I definitely deserve to be in this program because I worked for it hard, and it was an uphill battle. Meanwhile, this guy is coming from a place of privilege and likes the new school, but he refuses to really get a core understanding of the foundations. Maybe this person's what's the other one? The platonical, what'd you call it?
Platonic.
Yeah, maybe she's more platonic.
No, she would be more Aristotelian.
That's it. She's more Aristotelian. She's more like foundational kind of early philosophy.
Logic. Meanwhile, and math and analysis based versus I think this is interesting, so I'm going to write an entire dissertation on it. Person.
Yeah. Yes.
Which is
I'm just going to fucking start writing, and then I'll get there.
Yeah, that's my character. Yeah.
This is cool. I like this. So because I don't want her to be like just a bad person. I just there needs to be story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Cool. Ooh, and then maybe you guys started. Maybe it was a situation where you kind of came up together, right?
Maybe we were friends in undergrad.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe you were friends in undergrad. Maybe there was even a little bit of a little hint of a love interest at some point.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
And then you got to know each other, and then realized, well, that's not the case. Or maybe just there's something happened during the time, during your undergrad, that kind of separated the two of you, like some kind of dishonest thing, like you don't trust her because something happened. What do you think that would be? Like maybe she cheated on a test or something, and you knew about it.
I feel like maybe it's more of a she knew I half-assed everything, didn't always do the readings, wrote my papers the day before they were due, sort of thing. I was skating by on natural ability while she had to work really hard, and that gets under people's skin after a while.
Especially because your school of philosophy really caters to that unorthodox, out of the box kind of approach.
Yeah, I would definitely be up all night drinking and partying, and then roll into class late and get an A. Whereas, so you can be friends with that person, but after a while, you start to resent them because it comes naturally to them. Maybe maybe I wasn't getting A's, but I was still passing. I was still doing good in school, and then I got into the same PhD program, and it's what the hell? I worked my ass off.
How the fuck
to get
did this
here.
guy get in?
Yeah.
How did this guy get in here? And I worked my ass off for this, and this dude just shows up again. Late. Always. I heard he's barely even coming into the classes that he's teaching on time. This guy's throwing chalk at his students. Meanwhile, I'm frustrated trying to grade these idiot students' tests, and god damn it, they're not even really paying attention half the time. Meanwhile, all the kids love your class.
And then maybe it's I still think we're buds.
You don't even know she's a rival.
Yeah. And there's just this seething resentment under the surface, and I'm just fucking oblivious to it with that negative one intuition.
I love that. It's great. She's gonna destroy you, and you have no idea.
Yep.
That's wonderful.
Hey kids, do you like violence?
All right, so let's talk about what this guy looks like.
Okay. I pretty much already have it in my head.
Yeah, describe it to me.
If you've seen Animal House, Donald Sutherland's character.
Perfect.
The fucking weed smoking, sleeps with his student's professor. But probably more a cross between him and Holden from Mindhunters.
almost like when he was in, what was it, Body Snatchers?
Yeah, well, yeah, kind of. So I'm thinking like that, like tweed elbow patches professor,
Yeah.
but more clean cut, like shaved, like normal haircut, like that cross between. So like that's why I was thinking like Holden from Mindhunters, like that. He's like very, very straight laced,
Square.
vanilla, white bread boy, but less straight laced. Like, still like the weird guy who smokes weed with his students and talks about philosophy till 3 o'clock in the morning at a frat party.
So cool. This guy's a cool guy.
No, he's not. I mean, I would hang out with him.
I'm just saying, I would hang out with him too. But no, I like that. He's like very straight laced from the outside. If you see him walking down the street, he seems straight laced, but he also has this kind of, dance to the beat of my own drum kind of thing going on.
Yeah, very much. Yeah. So like,
great.
Yeah, like so like like my general like haircut, clean shaven, glasses, but tweed jacket. Doesn't wear a tie. Probably wears jeans with his jacket, not like slacks.
Oh, I bet your rival's so pissed off at that.
Yeah, probably.
Like this guy, like, God damn it, wear a tie.
Show some respect to the institution.
What is he? What's that?
Show some respect to the institution.
Exactly. So what is he? What does he look like? Like, what's his? Is he a white guy? Is he? What's his?
Yeah, no, probably white.
Mm-hmm.
And his
short, tall,
early 30s, average height, so probably like 5'9", 5'10".
Unassuming.
Yeah, brown hair, like maybe like light blue eyes.
Kind of blends into the crowd.
Oop! Stop breaking your shit.
I didn't touch anything. That was you. Okay, so what is his name?
Colin
Merrick. Mr. Colin Merrick. Mr. Merrick, as Professor Merrick, as they call him on the streets.
No, please call me Colin.
Oh yeah, he's one of those.
Yeah,
I love it. Okay, so Colin is a sleeper, so he has something that he needs to do to distract him from the existential dread of everyday life. You have to choose one or a couple. I suggest choosing one. It'll make it easier for you and me and everyone else in the world. But what this does, it enables you to stay asleep. Basically, once you engage in a particular distraction for several hours, you recover one stability. So when you lose this stability and you engage in this distraction, it kind of helps you up that stat a bit more. You can choose anything from dating services, exercise and fitness, fashion, interior decorating, pornography, shopping, TV series, any distraction that you can think of, whatever it might be.
I'm gonna pick two.
Cool. What do you got?
Smoking weed.
Excellent.
And listening to music. Like sitting down, putting his record player on.
Smoking a doob and listening to the Doobie Brothers.
Probably more like King Crimson and Pink Floyd, but yeah.
Yeah, he's into Rush.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I can see that.
I've already built a playlist for this guy.
Wonderful. We'll post that playlist on Twitter after we. Actually, do you want to put it in the chat?
Yeah. Shit. Oh yeah. I apologize if my Spotify comes up on top of Mark's face.
It might.
It's going to.
For those who are wondering, all of our players created a playlist for the character, which I highly suggest you do for each and every one of the characters that you create for yourself that you're going to be playing in any game.
Oh yeah. Yep, it definitely came up on top of your face. Let me move that off screen. Sorry about that, folks. We're professionals here at Gehenna Gaming.
It's a real dog and pony show here, folks.
Yeah. So yeah, I think those two. Because it kind of still counts as one, or I could do one of them if I can't do the other.
No, I like both. I like it because then you can you like to go home, sit down, roll a joint, put on a record.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's a whole experience. I like that. All right, so if you look in the chat, there's the playlist for
Colin Merrick.
Mr. Colin Merrick.
Yeah.
What's the personality? Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say you got some Pink Floyd, some Emerson, Lake and Palmer, the Moody Blues, Jethro Tull, King Crimson, Genesis, the Who. I actually don't have any Rush on here.
So maybe he's not a Rush fan. Maybe he doesn't like the whole like wizards and swords thing. He's more into like the whole, epic space, kind of spacey, kind of jazzy, free-formed, kind of jammy music. I'm into it.
Yeah.
So we kind of have a little bit of understanding what his personality is like,
Yeah.
but what is his general attitude? He's like the normal state, you know?
Internal or like outward facing?
I guess let's call it outward facing. Like, how is he with people? Like, what's his general attitude with people?
Pretty chill.
Yeah.
Pretty relaxed. I kind of picturing him as like in the 80s, he'd probably be in his 30s. So we're talking, he probably started his undergrad in the 70s. He's a child of the 70s, so probably was a little bit of a hippie as, the 70s moved into disco, and, now in the 80s, he's probably toned down the like, yeah, man, everything's cool, chill and cool side, but he's still pretty relaxed. Definitely not very professional.
Yeah, still kind of influenced by that. Everything's all cool, man.
Yeah.
It's all maybe when he's younger, he was a much bigger pothead. Now he just smokes it.
Yeah,
he likes to smoke, not all the time, but sometimes.
Yeah, probably had like a history with psychedelics and whatnot, and then now he's more calmed down from all of that, but still kind of in that headspace that everything stays with you, chill and relaxed. Yeah, exactly.
Especially if it's a little bit of a lifestyle for a period of time, that kind of stays with you. That Brody kind of chill stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so where are they from?
Ooh.
Is he from New York? Is he from the area?
He's probably from like what New Yorkers consider upstate. So like in between New York City and the Catskills.
Yeah, okay. So he's kind of middle of nowhere, moved to Manhattan.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like from one of those, like, he probably went to the city on weekends, but because it was like a 40, 50-minute drive, but he's not from the city.
Maybe he's like from one of those like sleepy kind of suburban woodsy towns.
Yeah. Like I'm picturing Ithaca, but it's farther away than I want it to be.
Yeah. There's like an area in Connecticut. It's like the Danbury area.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Yeah, but not from Connecticut, because Connecticut's awful. And why would anyone want to be from Connecticut or live there?
Shots fired.
Sorry.
So, where in Manhattan does he live?
Hell's Kitchen.
Where does Colin live? Hell's Kitchen. Love
that.
Cool. Think about what his apartment is like.
Exactly where he lives. Shithole.
Nice.
I mean, he's a poor PhD candidate who lives in Manhattan. He probably lives in a studio
above a restaurant, maybe.
Yeah, probably like that second floor right above the restaurant, so his entire place smells like Chinese food. Or
yeah,
you know exactly what I'm talking about.
It smells like grease. It smells like grease, and like it's kind of loud. You can hear like either music or dishes or people at almost
pretty
at
much
all
till
times.
like 3 a.m. Yeah,
exactly. Maybe he also knows maybe he knows like a cook or something or a chef, that sous chef or something that works in the restaurant.
Oh yeah, probably.
He likes to hang out with her. He goes downstairs and smokes cigarettes with her, something.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Let's talk about relations.
Okay.
That's my segue. So you get 3. You have a neutral relation. You already have your 1, which is your rival. It's not really a relation, but it's an NPC.
Yeah.
So Your neutral applies to most relations. These are acquaintances, friends, coworkers, others you don't have much in common with, but you see. Then you have meaningful. That's close friends, family members, romantic interests, beloved pets, personal mentor, guru.
Okay.
And then you have vital. These are passionate lovers, your own kids, the only friend in the world, your true love, your obsession, your soulmate, a wife, a husband. So let's start with neutral. Let's start with an acquaintance. I kind of mentioned the chef. It doesn't have to be.
No, I actually like that. Like maybe it's a line cook at the restaurant that he lives above who like they smoke pot together like when the person's shift is winding down, but
you know who I'm thinking of?
Hmm.
There was a guy, I'm flaking on his name. I feel bad. It's disrespectful. He passed away, but he did work in Hell's Kitchen in the 80s as a line cook. Anthony Bourdain.
Oh shit. Yeah, someone like that.
Right? Have you ever seen the videos of him like working and hanging out in his like
Yes.
whole like chef gear?
Yeah.
There's a couple of videos out there of him from the 90s or something, and he definitely was a line cook in the 80s, I believe.
Oh yeah, probably that. Yes, that's exactly what I'm picturing, like someone like that. But like,
can we make it Bourdain? Like, can we make Bourdain an NPC?
That's up to you.
Yes, this is somebody. So what's your relationship with this person, with this guy?
Good friend, like good friends who like drinking buddies level of friend though.
So maybe he's a close friend.
No, I feel like it's like that. Like you wouldn't call them in a pinch, but like you hang out with them regularly.
Yeah. Okay. So you kind of hang out with them regularly, maybe sit at the bar with them, but wouldn't exactly.
Yeah. He's not like if shit hit the fan or I needed like someone to drive me to the hospital, he's not the person I would call.
Okay. Cool. Well, his name is Anthony Bourdain.
Okay.
I'm doing it. In complete respect for Anthony Bourdain. Rest in peace.
Yes.
Rest in pieces, Anthony Bourdain. Okay, so I think he killed himself. That's highly disrespectful. So now you have a meaningful friend. This is a close friend, a family member, a romantic interest, or a pet, or a mentor.
Can I save the pet for the last one?
Yeah. Do you want a pet?
Yes, but I want it to be like the most meaningful relationship I have.
You want it to be like your vital?
Yes.
Yeah, we can make that happen.
Because I feel like he like with that low intuition and like only the +1 in the charisma. I feel like he's good at he's good at first impressions and he's good in small doses, but he doesn't have close friends.
Yeah,
because he doesn't really get people.
Maybe he doesn't like. He doesn't get people. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
But he gets this pet.
Yes.
It's a cat, isn't it?
It's of course it's a fucking cat. What else would it be? It's me.
Okay, so it's a cat. All right. What's this cat's name?
Oh. Cat name. I don't want to use one of mine because then if you do something terrible to it, I'll have to murder you.
Yeah, you might want to call it something else. I might do something terrible to the cat. Sorry, everyone.
Oh, I'm gonna have to beat you up if you do that, though, right?
I can't because it's actually. I think you would have to beat me up in real life because I think we have an agreement in the horror contract. I'm not allowed to do anything mean to animals.
Correct, and that was mine. No harm befalls animals, or I rage.
Yep. So
I go into berserker rage.
This cat has plot armor.
hey, hold on. Hey, Black Narium. I need a cat name for my character's cat.
Name him.
Who's cat? Calthazon?
Yes, Calthazon's cat. Yeah. Hold on, chat.
I think it's Wigglesworth.
Yes.
Mr. Wiggles?
Yes.
Mr. Wiggles?
Wigglesworth. Yes. Mr. Wigglesworth.
Mr. Wigglesworth. That's the cat. Because this cat is a true friend, leaving him home for a long time is probably not something you like to do.
Oh, God damn it. I'm making Carver.
Oh, shit. You kind of are.
I just realized that. Oh, no.
We can change the animal. We can make it a bird.
No, I don't like birds. I do like birds, actually.
We don't have to make it. We don't have to make it Carver.
All apologies to Red Moon Roleplaying.
Definitely listen to Red Moon Roleplaying everywhere podcasts are played.
I
They have
just
actual
very,
play of Call of Divinity Lost, and
I
so
just
good.
very unintentionally started ripping off a character from one of their actual plays.
I gotta. We gotta call a mulligan on this one.
Yeah. All right. Let's walk that back. Vital
Okay,
is not a
let's
cat.
compromise. Let's compromise. You have a cat, and
Yes.
that's okay.
Yes, but let's not make that my vital.
Let's just make it that you have a cat.
Okay.
It's a close friend. It's a beloved pet, but we can also give you another.
Okay. So
We
let's
can give you another close friend.
Let's roll it
meaningful.
back. So I have my neutral, which is my chef buddy.
Yep.
And then I have speaking of cats, then I have a
Mr. Wigglesworth,
Yep.
which is a meaningful.
Okay, so meaningful is my cats.
Yep.
Mr. Wigglesworth.
Now, I'm going to give you, if
And
you
a
want,
vital.
another meaningful friend.
Instead of two vitals, or instead of a meaningful and a vital.
Yes, if you want, because you're saying that you're not really good with people, so maybe we can give you another meaningful.
Oh no! I got it. His mentor in his PhD program.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I love it. Like, this is what was that movie, Pi? You ever seen Pi?
Mm-hmm.
You remember the relationship that
Yeah.
the mathematician had with that old guy?
Yeah, exactly like that. I'm gonna call him Murphy. Professor Murphy.
He's retired. Maybe he's retired, and you can like to play chess with him, or maybe does he work at the?
Yeah, he's my PhD. He's my mentor in the PhD program. He's the one who's helping me finish my dissertation and like coaching me through all that stuff.
Cool. Is he on like the I don't know, is like school board or?
Nah, he's probably
academic
like more in
board?
the same school of philosophy as me, so he's like not very popular amongst the academia.
What if he's like what if he's kind of messy? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like there's like shit flying out of his bag all the time.
He like walk into his office and like there's nowhere to sit because there's just books piled on all the chairs.
And ashtrays everywhere filled with cigarettes.
Yes.
He's always smoking.
Yep.
And
Perfect.
everyone just stopped telling him that he can't smoke in libraries anymore. He's like the only one that can smoke in the library.
Yes. Very much. Yeah, that's perfect.
Cool. Okay. You don't live alone because you live with your cat.
Correct.
Anybody else?
No.
Your closest friend is your cat?
He has friends. They're probably like moving a cat. Probably they were
Ex-students?
No.
Students?
Like people he went to school with, so people he went through like his undergrad with or whatever. He probably still has like some good friends from there, but like the person he cares the most about other than his mentor is his cat.
Is there like a place that philosophy majors or philosophy people hang out? Like, is there like a cafe or a bar somewhere that acts as sort of like the central place of debate?
Oh yeah, probably. There's probably a coffee shop.
A coffee shop?
Yeah. Maybe a coffee shop. Maybe like a cafe that serves coffee in the day and cocktails and beer in the evening.
Yeah. And maybe that's like kind of where like you can meet your colleagues.
Yeah.
Cool. What about family? Do you have any family members? Outside of or closer to New York than upper state?
No. His parents probably still live in upstate.
Yeah.
But I'm probably thinking like only child.
Yeah, spoiled philosophy student.
Shots fired.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Cool. So, I think we have. To be honest, I think we have a character here. I think we have a really cool character. He's a PhD in philosophy. He's a professor, but he's kind of a cool professor that engages with his students in a very unique way. He has a little bit hard time with people, not so much on the spectrum or anything. It's just that he's very introverted, and he likes to engage in conversation related to his passion, which is philosophy.
Yeah,
but it's very
definitely.
unorthodox, right?
Oh yeah.
He's got his cat.
Yep.
He's got his mentor, and he's got old Tony Bourdain downstairs. The only ones he trusts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I like it.
I like him. I do too. Okay,
It's got a good vibe.
I do too. I got a really good vibe. I feel like you can fit in this person's skin really well too.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that. I was like, this is definitely a character I'm going to be able to like. There's going to be bleed here in terms of personality, but this is definitely a character that I can slip into the skin of pretty easily.
So I'm okay with a little bit of bleed in this particular scenario.
Yeah.
Because like we're all starting as sleepers, and we're all going to the royal we're all going to be exploring the game together. But there's something about it that's, if it's personal to you, it'll help add to that sense of horror.
Yeah. So I guess I feel like something's missing. And
like what?
Just to interrupt me, but so like the concept for this game that we've talked about is that like someone has gone missing in our life.
Yeah, so the characters have all lost someone important to them, either a family member, a friend, a lover, an assignment, a client. And somebody has suggested a monthly group therapy meeting at a local elementary school called Friends of Forgotten.
Yeah.
Other people are going to this group to cope with survivor's guilt, to meet and talk about their problems, and find solidarity. Maybe this is exactly what you need to get better and move on like everyone else. You're having a very, very hard time moving on from this person disappearing. So there are two people I need to know about. Number one, who is missing?
Yeah. So I'm going to use the same concept that we talked about this when we did our kind of character creation stream, when we were introing Cult to our stream. And it was a former girlfriend.
Okay. How former?
They'd probably already broken up before they went missing.
Yeah.
But probably someone who, like, his most recent lover.
Okay.
Probably. Yeah, probably like someone he was with for the last couple years, but they broke up like within the last year, probably like 6 to 8 months ago.
Was she a student?
Yes, but not one of his students. That's probably not a line he would completely cross.
Yeah, but definitely a student, which kind of comes a little close-ish, but is kind of justified and okay.
Yeah,
because he's a student too. I mean, he's a PhD student, but
it's technically a student. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not someone who's in one of his classes, but
maybe she's like totally different from. Maybe she was like an art student or something.
Yeah, like I'm thinking like maybe like literally like a business student or like
yeah.
Art's good actually. I like art.
So she went missing, but we need something that reminds you, or at least keys your character in that she's still out there. She's missing, but not dead. Hopefully, that there's a reason for you to kind of obsess over this idea. Where did she go? Is she okay? Is she dead? Is she not dead? You're having a hard time letting go. It's not I can't believe she's dead. It's a more of a, there's something that kind of keys you in to think that maybe she might be somewhere. You just don't know where.
Can it be somewhat supernatural? Or can it push me towards the concept of it? I guess it doesn't have to be supernatural, but like
it can be supernatural. What are you thinking? Tell me what you're thinking.
Like maybe she wrote me a letter or a postcard or something recently. That was like she was worried about something. Like she felt like someone was following her, or
ooh, I like that.
And like, but like I'm the only one she told, so
And there's like she kind of just disappeared without a trace.
Yeah, and then like literally like I went to go visit or tried to call her after I got that, and she wasn't there, and she's gone.
Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, everyone's like, okay, she does this all the time.
Dropped out. She
Yeah,
moved.
like
yeah, she does it all the time. She's an art student.
yeah, so like maybe she's into drugs, maybe she just takes off all the time, goes to California, goes to Europe, and they're just like she's just off doing her thing like she normally does. But like he's concerned because he has this letter, and they're like, she's probably high.
Yeah, and it's probably really, really like generic, or at least not specific or explicit enough to really give you any real information.
Yeah, like it's just like general paranoia, not like I saw a demon following me.
Yeah. Not like nothing too supernatural. I like this. I can play around with this. I like it. Yeah, something about being followed.
Yeah.
And not necessarily asking you for help either. Just kind of an admittance that she's slightly scared and she thinks that someone might be following her.
Yeah. Like maybe we correspond regularly still because we're like friends ish, even though we broke up. So
she travels all the time.
Yeah. So she's like she just like mentions like this weird feeling.
So maybe that's why you guys kind of broke up, right? Like maybe it's a situation where you guys it wasn't under bad, like, oh, I hate you and we're breaking up. It's more along the lines of, listen, I got to travel around the world and do my art thing, and you're like, I got to stay at the school and work on my dissertation.
Yeah.
It's just not in the cards for us right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Me too.
So there's someone in your life that convinced you to go to this group therapy meeting. or did they? Like, why did you decide to go? Or did you decide to go to therapy for yourself, or a personal therapist suggest it? A friend, a boss?
Can it be one of my relations already?
Yeah, of course it can.
My mentor.
Love it. Yeah, he wants you to move on.
Or maybe it was Tony. One of those two. It was the cat.
It was the cat. The cat did it. No, I like the mentor.
Okay, cool.
I like the mentor. Maybe it's like, I don't want you to become me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because he's a little weird and he's a little lonely. Yeah. Find a nice girl, get married, have kids. Like, don't be like me.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Well, we have a character. We have a person that's missing. We have the person that inspired you to do so. The next time we see you, your name is not going to have Ravnos in the bottom of it. Let's remind our listeners what the character's name is again, because I forgot.
Colin Merrick. Well, thank you. This has been awesome. I like this character a lot. I think he's going to be really fun for you to play, and I'm excited to see how he interacts with the other characters. I'm excited to play him. I was very torn between two entirely different concepts for characters based on the year that this is set in.
Yeah, we were kind of going back and forth in private message, kind of.
Yeah. Can I talk about the other one, or?
Sure. Yeah.
Briefly. So the other one was kind of like a crust punk anarch kid who's like super into the occult.
Yeah, I think like a Temple of the Psychic Youth kind of.
Yeah. Like John Constantine, but like with a mohawk and a leather jacket. Like,
such a cool concept.
Yeah.
Much better than a sleeper, though. Like, I mean, I don't think that guy would do it justice if he was a sleeper.
Yeah, I feel like he would have to start off as like the seeker or the occultist.
Yeah.
Like, have to already have that level of. But yeah,
some kind of awareness.
Maybe for a future game.
Or maybe at a certain point.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm getting at?
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Like maybe he evolves into something like that.
Cool. Yeah, I can see that.
You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see where this goes.
We'll see.
This session, the story chronicle has a definite arc. However, it can lead into. We haven't even started playing it. I'm already starting to think about, after this initial arc, where it can go.
Season 2.
And yeah, season 2 definitely is working with characters that are aware.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you, Ravnos, for babbling about your character with me. This is great. I'm excited to get everyone together. We have one more character creation session
this Saturday.
Perhaps.
Oh, uh-oh.
Yeah, things have. I may have to postpone.
Well, yeah, I guess what we didn't mention was that we're doing mine tonight because I am unavailable for the next 2 Saturdays. So,
and I have to go to a commercial shoot on Saturday, so I'm not sure what time I'm going in yet. Okay. We'll talk about it offline. But in the meantime, we have one more session left where we're going to do character creation with our good friend Minta.
Yes.
If you're watching, hello. I'm very, very excited about her. Excuse me, about her character. That one's going to be a fun one.
Yeah. Me too. In
the meantime, I suggest you going to KULTDivinityLost.com or Helmgast.com, EU. I think it's Helmgast.com. You can also find the book sold on Modifius's website.
Yep.
There's storyteller screens or GM screens. There's
Helmgast.se.
Swedish, yes. Helmgast.se. I highly suggest if you can buy it directly from Helmgast, please do.
Mm-hmm. Give them your monies. It's well earned.
It is. I think the entire team that worked on this project, they're super, super talented. Some people we know from World of Darkness fame. Others are new folks to the tabletop game development scene. And there is a new scenario book that's coming out, very similar to the Teroticum. And I don't have a date on that. I think it's November, December at the end of this year. So definitely watch out for that.
Awesome. Yeah. So definitely check out KULT if you want to learn a little bit more about KULT in general. You can also find that on our website, gehennagaming.com. All the information is below my face, so you can get it there. And make sure you tune in potentially Saturday, but potentially sometime in the next 9 days for our final character creation session.
Can't wait to get started to the game.
Yeah,
so excited.
I'm looking forward to it. And then in general, tune in, next Tuesday, next Thursday for our content, et cetera, et cetera. We have a lot of exciting announcements coming up, and I'm very looking forward to talking about them in about 5 minutes after this, but not to you people.
Yes, super secret meeting.
Thank you, everyone. Some suspense.
If you're not following us on Twitter, please do. Gehenna Gaming everywhere. Gehenna Gamings are sold.
Thank you for tuning in, and good night, folks.
Thank you. Bye.